Welcome to Fight Conversations, the Fight family, and we are now live. Sunday Night Live.
Sunday Night Live, baby. What's good with you, Lex? You had an eventful night last night watching the fights.
Oh man, it was an eventful night of fights last night. A lot to talk about. I know you weren't able to watch them, so we're going to do a rundown together. Let's see over here. Let's pull up some action here. So
what was it? It was UFC Fight Night?
Yeah, well, they don't do Fight Night anymore, right? I guess that was something that they had branded with
a different
Fox.
Yeah, right.
And now it's they call it UFC on ESPN Plus. And this was the 25th showing of that. So it was UFC on ESPN Plus 25. So
Plus 25.
ESPN Plus 25. Yeah,
right
so
and you said it was the night of the dogs, huh?
It was a dog night, 100%. 100% a dog night.
I'd love to have been in on that action.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about it. A couple notable dogs that I saw. I got the sheet here. I made some notes. John Dodson. You remember John Dodson?
Yeah. Was he a tough winner or winner, right?
Yeah. He's I think he won tough, right? I'm not sure.
I think he beat TJ Dillashaw, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he's a tough dude. He's been around for a long time. He was kind of settling into that gatekeeper role. And
yeah, he had a lot of potential. I don't know really what where he kind of fell off as far as like
a couple, you know how it goes. A couple of fights, you have a couple of close losses, and you can go up or down. Same thing we were talking about last time with Cejudo. Sometimes you get to that crossroads. In the fight game, and it can be a close fight, can set you, in a downward spiral of momentum, whether it's deserved or not. So he got the win last night. Basically he was able to get the knockout. So it didn't look like things were necessarily going his way, but he hung in there and he got the knockout. I think it was a nice overhand left. He ducked under it. He's hard to hit because he's a short guy. So he uses his movement, he uses his size. He did his flip off the side of the octagon. It was entertaining. But this was the most entertaining fight of the night for me. This Diego Sanchez. He came in peacocking. I mean, look at him over here. Look at him.
Yeah.
He came in. He did like a full
just in that brief, that little clip though, man, that seems definitely like he's not I don't know, as confident as we normally see Diego. Usually he's got that furnace going. That doesn't seem like it. That's just a small snippet, so I really can't say. But just looking at that, seems like he doesn't have the edge.
Yeah, I mean, he basically got beat up the whole fight, and it was not even close. Here he is.
Yeah, he's getting a little ragdolled, huh?
He's got ragdolled. I mean, it was basically, Michel Pereira. I think Michel Pereira. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He basically was just, able to land all kinds of strikes on Diego. He landed a Superman punch. He kicked himself off the side of the cage, punched Diego right in the face. He landed some kicks. He was just landing all kinds of strikes, hurting Diego. Diego just, found a way to survive, found a way to hang on. And in the third round, I mean, I gave the first two rounds clearly, without a question, to Michel Pereira. And then he was winning. And in the third round, he started to get a little cute. He started to try to go for some different jumping attacks and stuff like he does. And then he got Diego in this situation Diego in a situation where he was up against the fence, and he hit him with a knee to the face, and that was it.
Oh, he was down, and
he was down. He hit him with a big knee. It cut Diego. If you see that cut over his eye right there, over his left eye, as they show him with his hand raised.
Yeah.
Right. He cut him, and actually, it was interesting because there was a fight earlier in the night where it was Brock Weaver against Calzuga Vargas, and Weaver was also downed, and he got hit with a knee and rocked, and the ref just called the fight, and Brock Weaver got the W on that one. So as DC had said, the precedent was set. Illegal shot, illegal knee down the opponent, and the guy couldn't continue because Weaver was rocked. So it looked like Diego was rocked, but the referee was asking him, "Can you continue? You want to give you a little time?" He didn't want to just give it to him the same way like Weaver, because Weaver was just clearly rocked. Diego was kind of like on the ropes, but it was a precedent that was set. So he asked him, and Diego was like, "I want to talk to my coach." And he was like, he was trying to figure out if he said that, because the referee was asking him, "Are you able to continue or not? Yes or no?" And he was trying to figure out if he says, "I'm able to continue," or if he says, "I'm not able to continue," is he going to win or lose? He was trying to gauge that with the referee. So he's like, if I say I can't continue, what happens? He's like,
you're saying he took inventory like immediately and was like,
took inventory right there on the spot. What was going to happen? He was losing the fight, getting his ass kicked. No way he's going to win. It's the end, like the middle of the end of the round. This is like his way out.
This is the way that he goes, man, I can actually sneak out on the W or sneak
out the W right there. Everybody saw it. And that's the whole thing where, I think we saw some other, Twitter comment where somebody was saying he was a coward, right? Was it up here? Somebody was like, Diego Sanchez is a coward. He could have kept fighting, but he quit, or whatever the guy said. I mean, I don't agree with that.
Coward, bro. You weren't in there taking a fucking shellacking, dude. You weren't taking those.
It all matters. At the point
who's never been hit in the face.
Plus, he got the illegal knee. That, first of all,
that's somebody who's never been hit in the face, bro.
The illegal knee does change the game. I mean, he could have been rocked more than he was, but he looked like, to the camera's eye, he was assessing the situation for that win, and he was like, they were like, "Yo, can you continue?" And he was like, he was trying to gauge whether or not he was going to get the win or if he was going to get the loss from it. And the ref was like, he asked the ref to say, he wanted the ref to say, "Okay, if you can't continue, then
it's almost like
qualified and you win."
It's almost like a situation where it's like, it's almost like, I don't want to say like it is not nearly as dire, but it's like you want somebody else to make the decision, kind of like a suicide by cop. Like you'd rather have the ref take the action instead of you call. You know what I mean? So
the ref gave him the choice. His answer was like, "Yo, which way is it going to go if I make the choice?" And the ref was like, the ref didn't say one way or the other.
That was like Anthony Joshua when he got rocked against Ruiz. The ref was like, "Yo, I'm over here. Yo. All right, fuck it, dude." You know what I mean? Like the dude was like playing like stupid.
It was an illegal shot. He was it was an illegal shot. He's like, "I can't say anything other than it's an illegal shot." And he was like, "Okay." And he's like, "I can't continue. It was an illegal shot. The blood's in my eye. I can't see." There was like no blood in his eye. There's no blood in his eye.
Are you kidding me, bro? That was like, are you serious?
And the post interview was like, "We don't know if the knee made him maybe see blood. He couldn't see any. Who knows?" But I think it was pretty.
Maybe he knocked the retina loose, dog.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that he took the win.
That's some insanity, dude.
One. But it was entertaining to watch. It was entertaining. So he got the win. The other guy, I mean, honestly, it was his fight to lose, and he's been getting a lot of criticism for not being focused. This is Michel Pereira, and he wasn't focused. He had the win right in his grasp, and he started doing stupid shit. Diego was on the ground. He had to do like a flip onto him, like WWE shit. And at the end of the day, he didn't take it serious. And
that's when I wish they had soccer ball kicks, dude. Like when some guys are like posted up on the ground and they're like, they just got that, like, let them jump around and kick them in the head, dude, if they're gonna be on their back. Like,
Right?
let's speed this up a little bit, dog.
Yeah,
That's the way I
absolutely.
look at it, dude. Not head stomps or anything like that, but like they should be able to like be able to like strike towards the head uh while they're on the ground, man. Some of those guys, it's a
Well, the
really
thing is that's interesting about it is it's the same narrative as the last time, right? Rule differences, right?
true.
What's deemed a grounded opponent, and the new rules and the old rules is different. So what are we hearing last night during the fight? We're hearing, oh, old rules are in effect. The unified rules are not in effect here again in New Mexico. So choke New Mexico up as one of those places where we're using old rules.
You know what? It's probably better. It's probably better, man. Just for just for the product of the fight, because some fights, man, you get in that scramble, and if they were allowed to like kick a dude in the head, like like while they're down, it'd be yeah. It's probably better that they don't. You know, it, so because sometimes you're just in a compromised position, dude, like immediately in a scramble, and even though that'd be in a real a street fight situation when you're putting it within the realms of sport and competition, you know, no son. I mean, you take that out. You got to think of the end of the end product too, dude. I would rather have a fight go 3 rounds instead of 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, so Diego comes away with the win. Who's next?
The next was the main event. Everybody has been talking about Corey Anderson, even UFC. They're saying how he was the next guy up and expecting him to show out really strong.
Yeah.
And it was short work. It was short work.
Oh wow, yeah.
It was a first round KO, short work. He
You
went
got
for a
you.
leg kick with his hands down, and Jan Blachowicz just caught him with an over the top right that
Is
just
there a clip of that, or do we get to see that? I
yeah.
felt like
Let's find
that when we were like thumbing
find that. Hold
around.
on a second here.
Um, was it just like was he caught up in the movement or uh in the motion, like we're just trying to like block something while he was thinking about I'm gonna take this a little bit, or they're gonna do this block and get my shot off, or did he just get sniped on a shot,
He
but
was trying to
out
throw a
cold
leg
one
kick, and it
out
was
cold
like
one punch, huh?
it was the counter to the leg kick, just like, and Blachowicz was, because don't forget these guys had fought a while ago, and so they knew each other's game a little bit. So um he said that they were expecting that, they were
So
expecting
it's just a continuation.
for the legs. Yeah.
Just a continuation. That's one of the things. That's what when it came up in our in fight conversations I can't remember if it was the group. Someone asked about a rematch. I can't remember. Sorry if I forgot for forgetting the name. But if Reyes should have a rematch, and I was like, yeah, just not immediate. Because I think the way Jones was starting to figure out when old boy was gassy. Not like Jones was really coming on, but I think you would then, I don't think the game would change much. I think a couple fights would. Same situation, dude. If you don't change up your game, dude's just going to get an instant read.
No, I agree. And I think John Jones seemed happy with the result. I think that
Now,
he seemed like fighting Jan Blachowicz instead of fighting Dominic Reyes next would be would be a better decision in his mind. So I mean, but who knows? You know,
Probably helps him. It probably helps him to get past that. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You know, beat somebody else dominantly, and then try to regroup for Reyes because
As I say,
it's a different opponent with Jan Blachowicz. What he does, so he's a lot stiffer. He's a lot more predictable. You know, I mean, really, he caught Corey Anderson making a silly mistake. So in my mind, from seeing what happened with Corey Anderson was really not going to have much for John Jones anyway. You know, I think it is what it is. You know, he got caught and clipped early, making a mistake that was like, you know, basically just a fundamental mistake. You leg kicking somebody that has knockout power with your hands down. It's like a fundamental error right there. So if you're in the room, welcome to the Fight family. Welcome to Sunday night live fight conversations. I'm Lex Las Vegas, my co-host Trez Mala. We're over here. We're talking fights. We're looking forward to this fight in boxing now. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk some boxing because, you know, Wilder and Fury 2 is coming up, and we're going to be at Chancellor's Cantina.
Yes, sir.
Doing the live stream thing. So make sure you hit the button right here to subscribe and like our content, because that way you'll know when we go live and in between situations that we set up, because I'm excited for this fight, man. I posted on Fight Conversations. They did like an intro, like a promo to it. It's crazy when you really think about the fact that these guys are undefeated and they fought each other and they came out as a draw. The way that it came out to be a draw, at the guy,
two knockdowns,
resurrection type of like recovery. That was crazy.
The Undertaker, bro. Someone like immediately someone put the Undertaker's like the bell, you know, and they had the whole thing like they photoshopped it to make it look like he was coming out of the casket and all that stuff, bro. Unbelievable. And that was, I mean, that truly, I mean, that just showed, I mean, that just spoke volumes, you know, and that also took a special, very considerate decision for the referee, who has waved off way less hurt fighters from other fights before, for him to continue to keep counting.
He was a big part of the promo.
Oh, dude,
it was an excellent promo. He was a big part of it. They talked to him up close about it, what he was thinking. They showed him counting all through. He just kept counting. Yeah.
And I will say this: I have seen people say that you know, that he beat the count, that he didn't beat the count. I've watched both sides, and I gotta say, he actually beat the count, dude. And unbelievable as that is, man, he came back and made it like a 10-9 round. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was fantastic. And here's why. And people were like, and this is why he came back and he had such a strong round afterwards. Wilder, after the way he went down and he laid down, Wilder just let everything go. He went in immediate celebration mode. And then when old boy got up, he's like, I got to fight this motherfucker for another 2 minutes. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and
we're talking about that too. The
adrenaline
dump. Yep.
The adrenaline dump. And, you know, and Fury came back, man, just poised as hell, dude. Just poised as hell. But here, one thing I do want to mix something up though, real quick, man. I do want to switch gears before we kind of go a little bit into that. There was a couple things that happened in boxing this weekend, and pretty interesting as well. The young rising star Ryan King Rai Garcia had a spectacular knockout of a dude he was supposed to beat. Okay. He just wasn't supposed to. This dude was supposed to like give him some rounds, and he iced this dude, Francisco Fonseca, in the first like minute and a half of their fight. and it was just one of the most whipping left hook shots, right on the jaw. To me, I mean, it was just a beautiful counter, like a preemptive counter check hook.
That's
Had
what we
old boy
call it,
out,
right?
one punch knockout. I mean, it was glorious. I mean, it was beautiful. I posted up on the thing, in the group.
Speaking of
Um,
that, here we got this finally here.
yeah, um, fantastic. Well, something else that happened was Jorge Linares. Um, he had
Boom.
a he had a great knockout. Um, Jorge Linares, he had a fantastic knockout of uh, old boy, against his opponent Carlos Morales. Again, he was supposed to win, should have won, but you never know what you're going to get with Jorge Linares. I mean, the guy's been so talented, but he's also been very chinny. So, you know, he got dropped with a body shot from Lomachenko, had him rolling around like, that's the worst pain ever in the world. But I just wanted to make note of that going on. And then we had Caleb Plant. He fought, and I caught a couple of rounds of that. It was obvious, by the time I started watching it, that and Caleb Plant's the IBF super middleweight champion, but he was fighting against some dude named Finney Butts, Vincent Finney Butts. But anyways, something that I expected from Plant. I thought he looked really good. I thought he was, a way bigger frame guy, his base, but he was popping some shots, man. And then I think he talked to like Joe Goosen on the side, in the round that he knocked him out, and like he was like looking at Joe Goosen, who was being a part of the commentating team or whatnot, and they're like, "What did you say to him?" I said, "Just run a." He goes, "I just told him to run a couple of combos and get this over with," basically, and that's what he did. So the guy is, he's listening to advice. He'll do what's being asked or being told, even if it's not directly from like his corner, but somebody he's worked with, like somebody he trusts. Dude was like, dude,
That's who you
step on
need
the
in your
gas.
corner,
So
man. People you trust.
yeah, well, Goosen, I think they've just worked before. I don't know the situation. I just know that they had made eye contact. I like Caleb Plant, dude. I think he's got a great story. On top of that, but I think he's got skill. I think he's got grit, heart. He almost, in a sense, he's like what I get of him. The vibe that I get of him, Caleb Plant, is he is like the American Carl Froch, and the way that the dude looks like he's going to be that guy like Carl Froch that just has one of the crazy heavy, just talent rich and thick resumes. And I think that's what's coming. That's what we're going to see from him. I think he's one of those guys, when they become champion, he becomes better. I get that vibe from Caleb Plant. And it,
Got to keep an eye on that.
protecting his undefeated is one thing when it comes to the record and that stuff. I think taking the Bernard Hopkins route, I think you should fight all your mandatories. You know what I mean? That way you hold on to that belt, even though they're not the most attractive fights and stuff. I think you do that to establish dominance. And I think that you have a little bit more leverage, and you then can like kind of get what you're asking for in fights. You hold those belts, man. You keep fighting all those. You keep fighting your mandatories, and taking and winning the big fights that you can take in between, man. That was the Bernard Hopkins route, dude. They made it undeniable, man. They wanted to keep that dude off of TV, and they couldn't because he was locking they couldn't get the belts away from him.
His old boy doing his thing, huh?
But what was this?
Caleb
Caleb
Plant.
Plant. Yeah, man. I mean, he
Did you see the Blockowitz
caught.
knockout that I put up there?
He got a couple. Actually, I was over looking at some stuff. But what was that?
Did you see the Blockowitz knockout?
No, I didn't. Did you?
I had it up. Let me put it back up. Hold on.
You could just tell by Caleb Plant, though, dude. This frame and his stance, like it just seemed like way more prominent. You know, it was like way over his opponent. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
But I like him. He doesn't seem like, to me, like somebody who's really gonna trick it off, you know. I'd love to see where they go with Ryan Garcia, you know, like you have Haney, you have a lot of guys, you have all around him, and they want a piece of the action, you know, of this kid because he's like such a draw, you know, and it's like, you really hope the kid gets a belt. You know, you want to do whatever you can to make sure that he gets a belt because he's got that golden boy appeal, man, that Ryan Garcia. You know, and if he's knocking people out, the only thing is he's definitely got to step up his competition. But if they put him in against Linares,
I like Robert Garcia, yeah, for sure.
Ryan Garcia, yeah.
Ryan Garcia, yeah.
I mean, I like Robert Garcia too, but he's training. But no, but I was gonna say
here's the Blockowitz knockout. We got it here, queued up.
But I was gonna say the kid Ryan Garcia, you know, if he geez. Yeah, that was he was just completely in no man's land. Like
he just thought that he was gonna leg kick a tree, I guess that wasn't gonna
that's like bro, you're
leg kicking something.
Your opponent has arms and legs, dude. It's not like that.
He has hands.
Not that training dummy.
Terrible. I mean, John Jones saw that. John Jones was like, "Ah, man, that was the easy payday for me." Like,
oh, bro, it was just, yeah, you couldn't be more
running into that.
You couldn't be more teed up to be right in the dude's wheelhouse.
Yeah,
that was like a punch like that dude probably didn't even feel. Yeah, you know I mean, it probably just went right through him like a knife through hot knife through butter.
Right behind it, like that, he was just in that.
Yeah.
He was gone already.
Like
comes to the left.
Well, I was gonna say like the percussion of from hitting the body, like triggered the body to instantly snap back with the combination.
That was it.
Just imagine if that left hook landed, bro. That'd be like that's like what Wilder did. Right hand, left hook.
And back to Fury. The left hook did land on Fury.
Yeah, man. And dude, you see how hard his head hit his own shoulder when that happened? That thing went like
he said
I can't even move my neck over like that.
He had a dream, he said in the promo, that he got knocked down in the fight and that he had to get back up. So it was like he had already like felt that before.
He got dropped twice in that fight, so
yeah, well, he went completely unconscious the second time. The first time it was different.
He just had to be like, what in the fuck just happened?
No, he knew what happened. He knew exactly what happened.
Oh shit! No, man. No, man. That was like Luis Ortiz on that last fight, dude. He was just boxing. Next thing you know, he was fucking out. Like, you know, he was going in for the kill, man. He got clipped. That's the thing about Wilder, dude. It just takes one, and it's like he's just lining up his shot, dude. Dude's just lining up his shot, and I think it's tougher. To stay away, you know. I think it's tougher to stay away. I think it's tougher to
try to go for the knockout himself. It's going to be tough.
No, and a lot of people are. That's that to me. uh, I mean, seeing is believing. Proof's in the pudding. But I gotta be honest. That to me is just his way of trying to hype the fight, sell the fight. That does not.
Yeah,
I mean, that really doesn't. I mean, Wilder. Wilder can be. Wilder can be buzzed. Wilder can be shook, dude. I mean, we've seen him even in the amateur fight. He got stopped before, but we've seen him get his bell rung. You know, the thing is he's recovered and he's won by knockout. You know, but uh, when you're putting up a lot. You know what I mean? You're putting up a lot to go in for the kill, you know. And if Wilder's smart, if his camp is if they're actually doing their due diligence, they're like, hey man, we need to keep this motherfucker from moving. You know what I mean? Like he goes and he does serious body work. I mean, you know what I mean? You hit him to the body. You get him thinking for the first 8 rounds that he's going to be like, fuck it. He's not throwing at my head. You know what I mean? And then you start letting him rip. Like it should be a concerted body attack. Wilder on Fury. It'll change the dynamic. The head movement, they'll take that head movement out of play. Wilder won't waste as much gas because he's going to be at least he might not be doing like the ultimate damage like when he's knocking people out, but he's like chipping away, dude, chipping away. Like it's going to put more. He's going to be putting more into as they making those deposits in the bank for later on, to where when he does catch him, he does knock him out or he does knock him down, he's less likely to get up, because when you're chasing this dude the whole fight, his rhythm, you know what I mean? Like you watch him, that's just how he's moving. He's standing there doing interviews and shit, and he's just, you know what I mean? He's kind of like,
exactly.
So once he's doing that all fight long, man, he's just boom, boom, boom. Now he's not getting tired. You know what I mean? He's just making it a workout, and he's gonna put some pepper on it, when he wants to fucking hurt you with those shots and shit. Fury, Wilder, if he wants to chase Fury like that, then that's gonna be his downfall, dude. Going to the body is the ultimate move. If he doesn't, then I wouldn't say there's no coasting with Wilder, but
no, he can't.
He'll make it easy. He'll make it easier for Wilder to see that. I mean, he'll make it easier for Fury to see the 12th round and have a chance at the cards if he's just headhunting. I don't see Fury. I'm not buying it. That's just the thing to get people worried. Maybe even think, maybe have getting Wilder's head, make him think like, oh dude, this guy's gonna come at me. Yeah, I got something for him. And next thing you know, he's gonna be 30 seconds in, this guy's not coming forward, and he's gonna psychologically be going after him. Like that's like a thing. Yeah, look at it. He's just shadow boxing and talking shit while Wilder's being carted off.
I like Fury though. That's the thing, man.
He's great. I cannot wait.
Dude. I want him to win.
I can't wait. Yeah.
I know what he's up against. I know he's up against a monster. He's basically up against the fucking Crimson Tide. He's up against Roll Tide right now. The Beast of Alabama. I understand.
I'm just saying. I absolutely love Fury. I like Wilder. And here's what separates. This is what separates me. In the case of skill versus skill boxing wise, Wilder is the underdog. Okay. The only thing is Wilder only needs to land a punch. Right. So I like that. and that's why I'm
He's
rooting.
got a lot of time to land one. That's the thing. That's why you gotta like the odds of 12 rounds to land one punch.
Yeah, I thought I saw on one of those things. It was like 4,000 plus 4,000 if Wilder was to win in the first round.
Even better. What's the? I think the draw was like plus 2,000, which is like a
two draws. Fuck.
I don't see that happening. I definitely don't see that happening. The first one, yeah. When I think that, when you see these big guys come together in boxing, the draw is a good bet the first time around because it's happened before recently where two big guys have come together, and it's been a draw, just notably Triple G and Canelo.
I'm thinking this one gets, I'm going to go, this one gets stopped on a cut, bro.
Think so?
I think cut by punch, dude.
Well, I mean, Fury had that like
nasty
you said, that
gash.
big vagina over his eye.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. It was nasty. Dude, Wilder catches you on one of those, even with a jab. I mean, dude, the amount of force that guy generates with his punches, like his, whatchamacallit, was it the kinetic energy just from off the ground, that the hips, his wide shoulders, and just unbelievable torque,
Yeah, no,
I was watching some of his highlights, dude. In some cases, man, it was like, dude, if he landed some punches on some of his earlier opponents, like 4 inches, like the guy would be dead. You know what I mean? Like he didn't catch him at the like full extension. He caught him overextenders, and you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like right where he was just in the wheelhouse. And the devastation, I was like, dude, guy's got something, man. I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying,
both
like,
special fighters. Special. That's what makes this so great. They're both special.
No, I know, dude.
Just the fact that they're the same height is already rare as hell, right? They're basically the same height. It's like,
yeah,
they've been both exploiting that height on other opponents, and that's like nullified when they fight each other. So I'm really curious to see how both sides are going to game plan the second time around. I don't think Fury's going to go for the knockout, but I think that he does realize, that, the decision might not be the way to go either, right? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Will he get caught? Will he be able to dance around the whole entire time instead and not get caught and still land his punches effectively? We know he likes to put his hands behind his back. I think it's his coach or one of his coaches says that, when you see him putting his hands behind his back, it means he's flowing. It means he's feeling good. He's doing his thing. So they're not going to tell him not to do that.
Yeah. No, because dude, that's just like exactly. He's in his flow. He's like he's feeling the drum beat that's going on in his head, man. Like
yeah,
you don't fuck with that,
Yeah, especially now when a guy like that, when he hears that beat, it usually works. So.
Oh yeah, dude, like that was like Emmanuel Augustus. That guy, I would just love to hear what music he had playing in his head while he was fighting, dude. Because he would just put together some of the most beautiful combinations and all that stuff. Just bebopping, man, just back and forth. And you could just see it, and he would just amazing. And it's always a blast. It's always something to watch. To watch those dudes, you know what I mean? Do that stuff. But
you got a round prediction? You think you see a knockout coming, right? Because you said you think he's going to land one of those shots and only needs to land his one. So 6th, 7th, how long you think it's going to take before it goes down? I mean, Fury calling for round 2 is just ridiculous. Like, I don't know where that's just him selling the fight in my mind.
To me, that's just a psych out. I think that's a psych out. I think that's like one of those things. You're just trying to get people, you're just trying to get people interested in the fight. You're just trying to hype it up. You might be trying to get into your opponent's head a little bit, because I mean, ultimately, why would you? Well, I guess if you dare to be great, you dare to do great things, but I don't know why you would take that risk when it's obviously, the blueprint, you got the plans, you got the skill set. You pretty much did it, other than getting dropped twice. Like
Yeah, 100%.
I don't. I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would get rid of that. I don't know why you wouldn't make that your thing. Keep that up and going.
I would think so.
Like, why wouldn't you? I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
Why would you? I mean, I guess
the other. I don't.
That's usually how. Okay, usually how a boxer loses to a slugger, is to a power puncher, is they want them to be respected. They want their respect. So they want to try and sit there and trade. And they also want to prove, hey, I can take your punch. Da, da, da. And it gets them out of their game. It gets them in a shootout. Then it gets to a point where it's like, yo, I can't hurt this guy. And then the next thing you know, I can't keep him off. I mean, you see it happen time and time again. I used to you'd watch it happen where guys were like, they like, dudes would do it with Julian Jackson. They'd be like, "Oh, this guy's knocking out everybody," and they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stand and show them what I got." And next thing you know, they're staring at the lights. They're looking up, wondering what the fuck just happened.
It's crazy that between the two of these guys, 42-0 and 29-0, that's crazy. 71-0 combined. That's wild, man. That's wild. And do you see Fury with his tongue wagging? Are you watching this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he's entertaining. I understand where you're going with it. When you got a guy with a weapon that could just drop you one shot, it's tough to not like that. I just think that Fury fought an excellent fight. He felt the power. He knows what.
Well, it's like, hey, dude, you could beat Mike Tyson if you just stick and move, circle. You might be able to knock him out later rounds. You might be able to get him, but right now the game plan, if you want to beat him, you can beat him. This is how you do it: stick and move.
Mm-hmm.
But you get within that perimeter, you're probably gonna lose.
Probably.
Why would you step foot if you could win staying on the outside? Why would you,
Yeah, well, I mean, pride, ego, who knows? I don't think that's really his plan. I think he's trying to sell the fight even bigger. It's interesting because this is possibly one of the most rare fights that we're going to get maybe in a long time, because I mean, think about it. 71-0 combined. I mean, even just to create that again, even to get to that point again, is very difficult. So here we go.
True.
The second time around, right? It's not even that they have to both get there. They have to get there. They have to fight. They have to fucking draw, and then they have to do it again. So this is like a super rare fight that we have here. And
yeah, well, I mean, and look, they also took on fights, that could have totally derailed, and they won. They came out on top. So, like you're saying, you want to talk about the complexity of actually seeing a fight of this magnitude, in these conditions of them still remaining undefeated after, Fury with the cut, and then the potential of Wilder being in a shootout with King Kong when you know what I mean?
Once in a lifetime rematch.
Yeah, man.
That's
Well, I mean, this is kind of like, this is
really
kind of
that
like,
serious.
well, yeah, yeah, I guess, I mean, this is kind of like, is this our generation? Is this this generation's could this be like the Holyfield Bo
I got a lot of
trilogy?
respect for both fighters though, because the last era
Definitely.
with Mayweather being questionably ducking guys like Pacquiao in their prime, questionably ducking other guys that wanted to face him at the end. I think that this is the opposite. These are two guys that they don't have to fight each other again. They could easily make sure that both of them keeps that zero.
Oh yeah, dude.
This is something where this is so rare that you have guys that are even willing to step in there and put it all on the line. I mean, it just goes to show that how rare this fight is, and I'm super excited for it Saturday
No,
night. And if you're in Las
no,
Vegas, come down to Chunkless Cantina with us and watch it.
yeah, no, it's gonna be a great one, dude. It's gonna be wild at Chunkless. I know that they're already talking about that fight being, because a lot of the Mexican audience, they love them some Tyson Fury, man. He be showing a lot of love. Went down there to Tacos El Gordo on that one promo on his last fight. And he stays here. He stays here in Vegas. When
he's got a lot of personality, man. It's hard not to like him.
Well, dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. When that dude retires, please, boxing networks or even Tyson Fury, get your own like YouTube, get your own thing.
Who knows what'll exist then?
But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, get your own like channel, get your own thing, like channel, like free content, whatever, dude. But please, some network put him on as commentating or doing interviews or something. Maybe not interviews because he likes to run away. But I mean, some of the dude throws gems, and not only that, he throws great words of wisdom. It's like when you listen to Conor McGregor, throws out this brilliant stuff, and it's sad that it's marred with the idiocy with the shit. Tyson Fury appears to be kind of done with that, but he still likes to, has that childish angle. But dude, the guy is sizzling hot, a fucking just a whip cracking snap with the wit, just bam.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Love the dude, love the guy. Would definitely, and I love when he
have a reality show with him and the other guys that he's snapping with. Because when they have him in camera with, I think it was his brother or his cousin or somebody, they just punch each other like out of nowhere, that'd be entertaining as hell to just watch those guys just clown around, drinking and hanging out. Oh man.
I don't know who I know he was Billy Joe Saunders, who's a pretty freaking talented guy. Another slick boxer. I don't know. He looks good, and then he kind of and then
I bet you when those guys start drinking, little boxing matches just break out. This is just how it is, like a little sparring. This is how it is. Like it's just like a fight culture that they're.
But Tyson Fury, great guy, a skill set, and people hate this dude, but a skill set in boxing for a big guy we haven't seen since Ali, dude. Sorry. I know people are like, when you make that comparison, they get all mad because he's white, but the dude is slick. He epitomizes what you're supposed to be as a boxer: hit and not get hit, and then make them pay for missing. And he does that fluidly.
And still you're going with Wilder.
Me? Oh yeah. No, man. I'm telling you, I've seen. For me, Wilder's an underdog. I just naturally go towards that. That's how I did. I know people are like, "Oh, the knockout power." I was like, "Oh, dude," but I just think there's for just to call a win.
Wilder's the favorite.
Was that?
Wilder's the favorite.
Probably on the books, but the way I look at it,
they started out even, and now Wilder's the slight favorite, which shows people are putting action on Wilder.
I was gonna say, for me personally, when you size up skill between the two of them, it's Fury. Fury's the boxer. Fury's the guy with the.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree.
But I always
has enough to get it done with the right plan. Second time around.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I always get it done. I always will pick the jam when it comes to
Power.
Yeah, the power, dude. That's the biggest. That's the biggest deal. You know.
Yeah, so equalizer. All that boxing stuff is great, and then he hits you with one shot, and it just matters when he hits you with it. You know, so
that's the thing, man. Is like, you know, and Wilder is a good closer. You know what I mean? It's not this one shot. You know, he gets your bell rung, he's fucking pouncing. You know.
Oh man, I mean, 42 knockouts. 42 knockouts. He's plenty experienced what to do when there's blood in the water. He's a shark, 100%.
As I say, Fury's a great closer too, dude. Fury, he's got those, you know,
he's got a lot of knockouts too on his record.
Yeah, he'll put those he'll put those combinations together and get you out of there, dude.
Fight combinations, fight conversations.
Yeah,
Fight Talk 24/7 on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you give us a follow, like, and subscribe because we're going to be going live streaming the Fight Companion commentary from Chonkla's Cantina here in Vegas for Fury Wilder 2 Saturday night.
Well, bam, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a great show. Absolutely. And this is great so far. This fucking Sunday night live has gone quick. We're almost pushing on almost an hour here.
Oh, geez, it has gone by fast.
Yeah, when you start talking fights and you got exciting fights that you're going over or that are coming up, it's easy the time to just fly. I mean, anytime you're doing something, you know, time flies when you're having fun. That's real.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll get my my coffee on first.
Ah! Well, I think that's about it for tonight's show. Sunday Night Live was excellent tonight. Thanks everybody for joining in. Make sure you like and subscribe to Fight Conversations as well as Fight Talk 24/7. I'm Lex Las Vegas on Instagram and also Vegas Lex on Twitter. And Trez?
I'm at Trez Mala on Twitter and Instagram and at Trez Mala Comedy on Facebook.
Nice. Yeah, you see our ads scrolling here on the bottom. Once again, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you know when we're going to be going live. We're planning on doing a Sunday Night Live weekly. We're not exactly sure of a consistent time for that, but that's the whole idea of hitting that subscription button and that bell for notifications because that way you'll find out very easily. So that's it for tonight. Have a good one.
Boo bam.
Conversations.
Peace, y'all.